In the previous episode, we learnt about what family violence is as defined by the Women's Charter. To recap, they are placing or attempting to place one in fear of hurt, causing hurt, wrongfully confining or restraining one against his or her will, or continual harassment with intention to cause mental anguish. Today, we will be looking at other forms of abuse with a focus on abuse of elder and vulnerable persons in Singapore. Apart from more active forms of abuse, neglect happens when basic needs such as food, water, or medicine are denied to family members who are not capable of providing for themselves. Another form of abuse is abandonment, which happens when a person resigns his or her responsibilities of care by leaving someone unattended and severing contact thereafter. Neglect and abandonment are both commonly seen in instances of elder and vulnerable adult abuse. Psychological abuse is yet another form of abuse which can manifest as persistent hostility, including ignoring or blatantly rejecting a person. This can cause severe psychological impact on an individual, like low self-esteem and other mental health problems. Financial abuse is also commonly seen in elder abuse and vulnerable adult abuse cases, where family members wrongfully take control over a person's valuables, property, or access to financial resources against their will. For instance, unauthorized withdrawal of cash using the ATM of an elder person. There are also cases of elders or vulnerable adults placed in public places to beg for money. Last but certainly not least, another vulnerable group of concern is child witnesses. Although they may not be the primary victims of violence, being exposed to violence from a young age can take a toll on their psychological well-being if left unaddressed. As shared above, violence in the family can take different forms, and sometimes it can be challenging to deter or put an end to violence on your own. Now, most of us may have heard of a personal protection order, also known as a PPO. So what is a PPO and how can it be obtained? We'll share more about this in our next episode. In the meantime, if you or someone you know is experiencing family violence and feels unsafe at home, you may consider reaching out and speaking with a social worker via one of the following resources. However, in an emergency, please call the police at 999 or SMS 71999.